6-01 to order. Cindy, roll call, please.
Councilmember Cope.
Here.
Evans.
Here.
Martin.
Here.
Ready. Burkhart.
Here.
I want to welcome everyone that is in the audience this evening. If you are here for an item that is on the agenda, we would ask for you to wait for that item to come up to address the council at that time. If you are here for an item that is not on the agenda, there will be an opportunity under public communications to address the council. The next item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. And when we have young people in the audience, I like to invite them to come up and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you could kindly do that for us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before you slip away, I'll have you introduce yourselves. You want to tell the audience who you are? You're going to have to speak loudly. Use your outside.
I'm Asper Yeager and I go to Woodward Granger.
And,
I'm Paxton Yeager and I go to Woodward Granger.
and why are you here tonight?
For my dad.
And we'll find out in just a minute what that means, right? Okay, thank you very much. The next item on the agenda is the agenda approval. Do we have any changes to the agenda, Mike?
None this evening, Mayor.
Council, any changes? Seeing none, do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion? Cindy, vote please.
Councilmember Evans.
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Ready.
Yes.
Burkhart.
Yes.
Cope.
Yes.
Motion passed. Moving on to public communications. We have some listed scheduled public communications this evening, and that is the oaths of office and/or promotional recognition of 4 Johnson Police Department staff members. Chief, do you want to come forward?
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight's another special night for the Johnston Police Department. We're going to engage in the recognition and celebration of 4 officers reaching, 4 staff members reaching career milestones with us this evening. So to begin, we're going to start with a couple of our new officers and their oath of office. I'd call Officer Andrew Toddy forward, please. Give you a little bit of background of Andrew. He was hired by the Johnston Police Department in August of 2025. Recently graduated the 324th basic recruit class at the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy. Officer Toddy grew up in Lombard, Illinois, a suburb outside of Chicago, and graduated from Glenbard East High School. Andrew earned his bachelor's degree in law enforcement and justice administration from Western Illinois University and a master's degree in organizational leadership from Columbus State University. Andrew served in the U.S. Army for 10 years prior to being hired by the Johnston Police Department. Officer Toddy is excited to continue his career of service for the Johnston community. Andrew's desire to help others and is to create a positive impact, and is what's motivated him to become a police officer. Officer Toddy would like to thank his wife and family and friends for their unwavering support and commitment to helping him reach his goals. With that, Madam Mayor, I'd turn him over to you for the oath.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Andrew Toddy,
I, Andrew Toddy,
solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
in Johnston, Iowa,
in Johnston, Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now or hereafter
required by law.
required by law.
Congratulations. bit. I understand that your family is not with us tonight
No.
because
My wife is an orthodontics resident at the University of Iowa, so they went back to school.
okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Next, I'd call forward Officer Jose Marquez. Jose was hired by the Johnston Police Department in August of 2025 as well, and he also recently graduated the 324th Basic Recruit class of the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy. Officer Marquez graduated from Lincoln High School in Des Moines and went on to earn his associate's degree from DMAC in criminal justice in 2012. Marquez then joined the Marine Corps and served honorably from 2013 through 2017. Jose then continued his education at Iowa State University, where he received his bachelor's in criminal justice. Officer Marquez has previous professional law enforcement experience working with the Polk County Jail. Officer Marquez's desire to become a police officer comes from a passion to help people and to serve others. He's excited to begin his work with the City of Johnston and would like to thank his family, friends, and loved ones who've been a consistent source of encouragement to help him reach his dream of becoming a police officer. With that, Madam Mayor, step forward, please.
If you'll please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Jose Marquez,
I, Jose Marquez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the office of police officer
of the office of police officer
in Johnston, Iowa,
in Johnston, Iowa,
as now or hereafter
and now or hereafter
required by law.
required by law.
Congratulations. Let me take my glasses. Nope.
Next, we'll bring forward Anthony Yeager. He gets a little longer read because he's been here longer, so. Anthony Yeager served as a law enforcement officer for over 13 years and holds an associate's degree in criminal justice from Kaplan University, and he's currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in organizational leadership from Arizona State University. Since joining the JPD in 2015, Captain Yeager has undertaken many specialty roles, including field training officer, officer in charge, crime scene investigator, rifle and Glock armorer, defensive tactics and use of force instructor, general crimes detective, narcotics detective, and quick response team member. He's held prior supervisory positions as a patrol sergeant, administrative sergeant, establishing the department's Office of Professional Standards and Training, and lieutenant serving as patrol commander in field operations. With his promotion to captain, Yeager will remain the Field Operations Division commander. Beyond his law enforcement commitments, Anthony is a member of the Iowa National Guard, where he has dedicated more than 17 years of service. He is currently the first sergeant of the 833rd Engineer Company and was recently accepted into the Sergeant Major's Academy starting in August of 2026. His military career also includes deployment to Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom from 2010 through 2011. Anthony's commitment to excellence and ongoing professional development is evident through the successful completion of multiple law enforcement supervisory courses and military leadership courses, including advanced, senior, and master leadership courses. His exemplary service has been recognized with numerous awards and certificates, both in the military and in law enforcement. Madam Mayor, Captain Yeager.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Anthony Yeager,
I, Anthony Yeager,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties
discharge all the duties
of the office of Police Captain
of the office of Police Captain
in Johnston, Iowa,
in Johnston, Iowa,
as now or hereafter
as now here or hereafter,
required by law.
required by law.
Congratulations. What does as now or hereafter?
It's a little hard.
Okay, we're good. There it is. I don't know what oath of office I heard last week was at a federal level. And they don't use that terminology in the federal oath of office. So, but we do, it's what's in our Iowa statute. It's in the Iowa statute. So we do it. Make sure it's official.
So as a tradition of law enforcement, each time you ascend in rank, you have the honor and privilege of having family members or loved ones pin on your collar brass. So at this time, we'd ask Captain Yeager's family to come forward to pin his collar brass. If I could have the other two officers come forward, please. Members of the council, would you mind joining us? Congratulations. Congratulations. I have one more staff recognition this evening, and I'd call forward Chief Coleman to join me with us as well. You frequently hear about the importance of technology and public safety, and as you know, we've created a strategic priority to really build on that platform. And we have a stellar person that's been with us for about 3.5 years organizationally, and tonight we get to recognize him with a promotion as well. So I'd ask Jason Hill to step forward, please. give you a little background on Jason. Jason started his career in technology in 1997 with American Republic Insurance in downtown Des Moines. He spent his first 10 years in the private sector supporting institutions of finance, insurance, and accounting. In 2007, Jason joined the city of Clive and started his career in public service. Throughout his almost 19-year career in local government IT, Jason has also served the cities of West Des Moines and Urbandale, as well as Westcom Dispatch Center. Since joining the Johnston Police Department in spring of 2022, Jason's primary responsibilities have been supporting the technology and infrastructure needs for police and fire, along with supporting the growing needs of 3 public safety facilities. Recently, Jason has also been learning the ins and outs of being a property and evidence custodian and management of digital evidence in police investigations. Throughout his career, Jason has completed coursework and studies and technical trainings with Simpson College, DMAC, and Microsoft. Jason has also been trained and certified in digital evidence and recovery. Today, we celebrate Jason's promotion to Public Safety Support Manager for the Johnston Police Department and the Johnston-Grimes Metropolitan Fire District. And I'll let Chief Coleman say a few words if you'd like without putting him too much on the spot here. But let me just say that there are wins that we have organizationally when it comes to hiring strong talent. Jason is one of those wins for us, and he's done an exceptional job. He's risen to every occasion over the last 3.5 years, and we're very excited to have him leading this next stage of our IT development within public safety.
Yes, just on behalf of the Johnston-Grimes Metropolitan Fire District, we are super excited and support this promotion of Jason Hill to Public Safety IT Manager. Jason does an outstanding job for us. He's diligent in his work. We know that he needs the help, but I just want to say, Jason, we appreciate your effort every single day, the attitude that you bring to work, and the team player that you are every single day.
Appreciate that. Thank you. We have the mayor and council join us.
Had several people to recognize. Okay, we had several people to recognize this evening, so I have my little cheat sheet here. But first of all, I just want to welcome Officers Toddy and Marquez to the Johnston Police Department. We are, as the chief said, we are always really very excited to get high quality new officers into the Johnston Police Department, and you wouldn't be here. I know this guy recruits the best, so you wouldn't be here if you weren't one of those, 2 of those high quality people coming into our department. And I will assure you, you will not regret your decision to join the Johnston PD. They do an outstanding job, and they truly are appreciated by everyone in this community. So congratulations on joining our Johnston PD. I also want to congratulate Captain Yeager. First time I've been able to say that, Captain Yeager. To his promotion this evening. He's been with us for a long time. You do outstanding work for us. It was fun to have your family here with us this evening and have your sons lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. But you've done an incredible job for us all these many years, and we know that we can look forward to that for many more. So thank you for your good work. And Jason, you fill a different role in our community, working for both the Johnston Police Department as well as the fire department. You play a very critical role for both of those departments. So we're just real happy to have you with us and look forward to your good work as well. So thanks to all of you Johnston and the residents here are a much safer community because of all of you. So thanks so much. And there goes our audience. We cleaned house. Okay, we are still under public communications, and I understand we have at least one person who wants to address us under public communications. So if you want to come forward and introduce yourself.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight. My name is Keith Cahoot, and I'm a resident of Johnston. I live over on 107th Street. We've been working together to reduce the speed limit on 107th Street, and I'm asking for your support tonight in that regard. Just a small background, about my request is you may know or may not know that that street is on the eastern side is Johnston, on the west side is Grimes, and we live on the Johnston side. It's a very busy street. It's a very straight street. There's a lot of families that live on that street and a lot of families that walk up and down, on the sidewalk each day. During the summer, my wife was walking on the street or on the sidewalk, and about 50 yards behind her, a car was driving very fast, ran off the road, rolled multiple times, almost hit her while she was walking. She called 911. They came, they helped. Unfortunately, it was an 18-year-old boy that died in that crash. We've lived in the house since 2017, and that is a street in which people drive very fast, very, very fast. And, over the years, I have 2 young children, and it's always been a concern of mine. But I think, when this happened and my wife was almost hit, it finally came to me that I needed to try to do something about this. So I've been working with Matt to try to bring the speed limit down. Since I think maybe June or July, we've been working on this. I think that, I understand there's a protocol for doing this, and there's data that needs to be collected and to be looked at. He's explained it to me many times. I think one of the scenarios, that was a little bit of an issue is that there were some speed cameras that were put up on that road, but I think they were put in an incorrect location. They were put at an intersection as well as a curve in the road, which is the very slowest space, on that road in which you would go. Even despite that, that average speed limit was still higher than the posted speed limit. However, down closer to where there are our driveways are on that street and where our yards are is where the straightaway of that street is, and this is where people drive extremely fast. And I don't mean 45, 50, I mean like 80, 90 miles an hour, side by side, racing along the street. It's very scary sometimes. And I've been asking to bring the speed limit down. Every other street around there is 35 miles an hour. And for some reason, our residential road, as well as 100th Street right to the east of us, is 40. And I'd like to come and ask for your support in bringing that speed limit down in hopes to just make our neighborhood safer.
Well, we appreciate you being here tonight and sharing your personal story with us. I know that, Matt has gathered some information. He has shared it with us. And we've had some discussion. I think that, what we'll do is we'll take, what you've shared with us tonight, ask staff to continue to look at this and gather additional information and bring it back to us, and we'll give it more consideration.
If I may ask a question?
Sure.
Part of our discussion, he was informing me that maybe you were looking for more public information, maybe from residents in the area or that live on the street. And, from what I understand is that actually has already gone out. And what I asked Matt is, well, how did that go out? Because I live on the street and I haven't been asked my opinion I haven't heard anything, I haven't seen any communication, and from what we talked about, and correct me if I'm wrong, but, you know, my understanding is this was apparently posted on a public site, like a Facebook page or something. And I'd like to also state, I just don't think that's an appropriate way of trying to gather someone's opinion about whether they think that's safe or not. I'm not on the Facebook page or whatever other social app, you know, that this may be of where this was posted. No one's come to my door. I haven't received anything in the mail. And I know my neighbors have not either. And so if you would like, I can direct you to people that we've talked about this, and I've just been the de facto person to lead this. But, you know, if you really would like our opinion, I don't think you will find a single resident on that road that will not want you to bring that speed limit down.
I appreciate you sharing that as well. What have we done, Matt?
So I did work with Janet in Communications. She did push out in the Nextdoor social media app because you can target neighborhoods. It went out to 326 people in those 3 residential areas. That got us not only the east side of 107th, but it did hit the west side of 107th, so some Grimes residents as well. We did just repost that again today. When it went out about mid-December, you've got the holidays coming up, those types of things. So we may not have had that much folks looking on that, but we did repost that. I talked to Janet this morning. She did repost that out there. The other thing that we did just late last week is we repositioned those speed feedback cameras further to the north on the straightaway area. Because if you recall, the 85th percentile speed was about 42, 43 miles an hour. So within that 5 mile an hour tolerated speed. So we're going to collect some more data here over the next month or so, and then I can bring that back to council and let you know what that came back as.
We appreciate the additional comments on the communications as well, and we'll have some more conversation about that. We want to make sure that we have good input when we make decisions. So if we're not getting it what we need by doing what we're doing, then we need to consider doing something else. So really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to address the council under communications? Cindy, is there anybody online? Okay. We'll move on then to the consent agenda. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Cindy, vote please.
Councilmember Martin,
Yes.
Ready,
Yeah.
Burkhart,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Motion passed. I will also note that as part of the approval of the consent agenda, you also approved the filed and received reports, and this time it includes the library board minutes for October 16th, November 5th, and November 20th. So if you have an interest in getting up to speed on what's going at the library board, I would encourage you to read those minutes. The next item on the agenda, 7A, the non-consent agenda. 7A is third consideration of ordinances number 1152 and 1153, amending Chapter 155 Johnson Building Code and Chapter 159 Johnson Fire Code.
There have been no changes since the previous 2 readings and no additional public comment.
Council have any questions of David? If not, do we have a motion to approve third consideration and to adopt and publish ordinances number 1152 and 1153?
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second discussion. Cindy, vote please.
Councilmember Ready,
Yes.
Burkhart,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Martin.
Yes.
Motion passed. Item 7B, consider approval of claims in the amount of $1,307,257.72.
Move approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second discussion. Cindy, vote please.
Councilmember Burkhart,
Yes.
Cope,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Martin,
Yes.
Ready.
Yeah.
Motion passed. We're just zipping right through this. City administrator comments.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I have no comments other than Happy New Year. I don't know if there's any other staff comments tonight.
Staff, anything to add? For the good of the cause? Seeing none. City council comments. Council Member Evans.
Nothing, thanks.
I pass, thank you.
Go.
One of the items that during the earlier session, the work session about the chamber, both the Des Moines and the Johnston Chamber. So next Monday night, the Des Moines Partnership hosts their legislative reception, which that in itself isn't that interesting. But the one thing that the Johnston Chamber does, and all the regional chambers do that participate in that event, is they usually recruit a local restaurant from Johnston to provide food. So there's kind of a Johnston stand at that. It's a nice event. It's a good example, I think, frankly, of the chamber doing events that help demonstrate Johnston's role in the region. But just wanted to note that, and if you're not doing anything next Monday night, you can head down to, God knows where it is. Unfortunately, not in Johnston this year, so anyway.
So who is the restaurant that's being featured?
Oh, I have no idea. I'll find out when I show up.
Okay.
You're asking.
It's a mystery. We don't know where it's at. We don't know.
Yeah, I tell you about it. If you want more information, you know how to find me.
Very good. Thank you. Councilman Burkhart.
I want to highlight a couple of things simply because I do appreciate them. Under the consent agenda, item C had considerable consideration of an approval for and I'm probably going to mispronounce it, but a Raman spectrometer that can detect a lot of different, in fact, as it claims within the synopsis, over 5,000 different mysterious substances. From that standpoint. And I want to highlight that for a couple of reasons. The first of which is I really appreciate the chief continuing to identify technology in ways that can be a game changer in our crime fighting and crime investigation and overall public safety. And so thank you for doing that and moving us forward. I also appreciate the fact that you don't do that willy-nilly. In other words, you continue to invest in people and in technology that's proven to actually move us forward as opposed to being just the next shiny thing. So thank you. I think it also goes to state, however, that technology requires a level of skill and a level of training to be able to use that. And I think that somewhat epitomizes also the level of professionalism that the chief has for those that work within our department, that they can utilize this piece of equipment, but also that we have wonderful folks that can support pieces of equipment like this and other technology. And this is really going to the fact of we do need to continue to support not only our frontline service providers, but also those who are providing those services on the back end, our technology support, our evidence technicians, our investigative services as they've handled some very immediate crimes within our community. And so I'm just grateful for the ways that you continue to put trust, but also invest in those folks. And lastly, and you're like, boy, I didn't know we all needed to talk about consent agenda items. But the last thing I want to make mention on that, though, too, is the creativity and resourcefulness in bringing together funders to be able to provide that device that is so expensive. If you read through that memo, you will see that it is a combination of not only city revenue sources, but also grant and other revenue sources from Polk County. And so, quite frankly, or actually, I should also give a shout out to our Johnston Police Officers Association for them bringing money toward it too. So the reality is that we have multiple funders identified and being able to try to move us forward from that standpoint. So Chief, thank you, because I know this isn't the first, this won't be the last, and that you continue to do so in a thoughtful, progressive, but also ethical way. So I kudos to all of that. The other thing that I do want to make mention of more generally, and I didn't pay them to say it, I didn't know they were going to do so. I'm thrilled by the proposal or the synopsis of the art plan that has come forward. But Tiva mentioned on her own accord swimming, a pool.
our partner in Johnston Community Education brought up on their own accord the kind of limited utilization, or really the hierarchical utilization of their pool services, and that it's free swim and open swim becomes a third or fourth priority beyond a lot of other things and other needs that they have within the district. And so to some extent, I'm disappointed, because this is the first time I've had the opportunity to be able to share that it seems to no longer be a high priority for the council. Our strategic plan that was put forth and quasi-mutually discussed, although not everyone could make every meeting, and it seems like there was very little effort done to try to get everyone at every meeting, quite frankly, Mike. The reality is that it fell off in a very hard and fast way. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it has done so. And I'm really sorry that you are not hearing the same things that I'm hearing from our residents, like Etta and the Girl Scouts, and like Dave and like Steve and like my neighbors. And the reality is they want a safe place to swim, indoor or outdoor. They want a place where they can build community in our community, not to have to go to Ankeny, not to have to go to Clive. And it's disappointing more than anything that we had it as a priority in our strategic plan, and we celebrated how much we got done in that strategic plan last time, and conveniently, it was one of the very few things that actually got paused. Progress wasn't made, and yet we knew the next actionable item. The next actionable item was actually a survey to our community asking them, what really do you want? And do you want to pay for it? And we dropped the ball. You actually didn't want to hear from residents. It wasn't that you just didn't hear from them, you didn't want to hear from them. I'm sorry, but that's not how we should lead. And that certainly is not representative of everyone who sits on this
I think you're a
dais.
little bit out of line, and I think the statements that you are making are unfair.
Mayor, this is the first time I've had a chance to address this.
And I've appreciated everything that you've said up until the point where you start personally attacking your colleagues up at the table here for a decision that was made unanimously. You were absent, I recognize that. But I don't think your comments are appropriate. I think it's fair to say that you're disappointed, but I don't think it's fair to sit here and be critical of your colleagues for making a decision that you disagree with.
We can disagree, Mayor, and I appreciate that. Thank you. I yield.
I don't have any comments.
And I don't have any additional comments either, other than to say that I will be flying to Washington, D.C. tomorrow, representing DART, to try and request additional dollars for their operation and maintenance facility in Des Moines. But I will be returning later this week, and hopefully that will be a successful trip. Anything else to come before the council this evening? Thank you very much.